You know, I've been playing the Warhammer 40K, the Chapter Master video game recently, and that got me thinking. You see, in that game, you control one of the Space Marine chapters with all their companies included. And if you don't know, each company inside a chapter has various roles such as the standard bearer, the company champion, the old venerated veterans, medics, engineers, and so on. And that kind of military discipline is just, I don't know, cool. Taking inspirations from Warhammer 40k, how would a company or a chapter concept look for Helldivers 2? There are a lot of armor sets in Helldivers 2, which is one of the game's strengths, mind you. However, I find most of the armors to be, no hate, but non-canon. Now, what do I mean by this? In the lamest man's terms, when I see an armor with the usual and super patriotic black and yellow colors, that's perfectly canonic and must be rocked by all liberty-loving battle brothers and sisters out there. But liberty save me. The armors that do not rock our venerated colors and the would-be Helldivers who wear them, I feel like they should turn themselves into their respective democracy officer before I file some papers. They're not canon in my book. Now, first and foremost, let's address the elephant in the room. The Helldiver capes. Look, in my opinion, the default foe smasher cape that you get after successfully completing your training on Mars should be the only cape that you use as a male Helldiver. For my lovable battle sisters, I would argue the unblemished allegiance cape that you get from the free Helldivers Mobilize Warbond. I think it suits them the best. Foe Smasher and the unblemished allegiance capes, unless you're one of those absolute elites, I guess, which we will talk about in a bit, should be the only capes you're using if you even dare to call yourself a Helldiver. Now, with all that out of the way, let's get to the Helldivers classes and characteristics. For tier 1 operatives, we have the poster boy, the default tactical Helldiver. Whether a fellow diver is rank 1 or 100, you can't help but smile when you see someone rocking this armor. Perfectly patriotic and a good starting point to our Helldiver chapter. Tier 1 consists of these Helldivers that spend a good amount of time in this armor set until they're ready to move to bigger and better ventures. As we move on to Tier 2 Helldivers, we have some specialization in terms of both look and equipment. The Infiltrator Helldiver is the group's scout, going on ahead or flanking from the back. This Helldiver's sole duty on the battlefield is to ensure the group is never caught off guard. Continuing with the Tier 2 Helldivers, we have the Heavy Marksman. Now let's face it, we all have that demon inside of us who enjoys big guns and even bigger explosions. That's where the Heavy Marksman works the best. With a recoilless rifle strapped to your back, it's their job to bring in the oomph of extra firepower to pave the way towards a liberated planet. But firepower alone is not enough for a just and secured world. We need the wonders of modern technology to support our Helldivers on the front lines. That's where the combat technicians come in. Whether it be continuous laser fire support or halting the enemy charge via arc charges, the technician divers, as I like to call them, are always there to control the battlefield. And should the enemy growth be an issue, they can always call down their trusted mech suits to even the odds. Closing the Tier 2 operatives is the Helldiver who is there in your group in every drop, whether you realize it or not. It's the squad leader or the sergeant, whichever you'd like to call him. He's the one who calls the shots. It is their duty to stick true to the mission and keep an eye on resources and decide how to best manage them. Their primary mandate is complete mission completion, followed by their duty to bring back every single Helldiver back home alive. If you survived long enough to reach the rank of Tier 3 Helldivers, by now you know your way around the battlefield and ready to go back out there again with better and bigger equipment. Such is the way with the Juggernaut Helldiver. With his big frame and devastating form, the Juggernaut is the walking tank that's going to plug any holes just as easily as breaking through a seemingly unbreakable enemy formation. Disciplined or tactical approaches are fine, but sometimes you want a bit more. Sometimes all you need is to see chaos unleashed right in front of you. That's the call for the gas breakers. These Helldivers offer superb crowd control. Even though some might call it chaotic, these constant gas spewing divers are the threat on the battlefield to themselves, to their fellow divers, but most importantly, to the enemies of liberty. Although chaos can be beautiful, it cannot last. Sometimes you need a way out of the chaotic hellholes of the front lines, a job that is perfect for FRV runners. These masters of the wheel are the only ride you will ever need on the battlefield, perfect for a quick pickup, a quick getaway, or offering crowd control in terms of blocking the enemy and offering cover fire. Every victory has a cost. War brings out the worst in us, but sometimes it also brings out the good, like an arm, for example, or a leg. Yeah, like those are gone now in the pursuit of peace and freedom. What now though? Will you just retire and leave the good fight behind? No. Thanks to the Ministry of Science and their advanced robotics, you will be given a new arm and a new leg and the honorary title of Steel Trooper. Armed with the best of the best technology, these new breed of Helldivers are sure shot machines. Perfectly precise shots that a normal Helldiver would only dream of. They could do it in their sleep, literally. Remember, Helldivers, no matter what the sacrifice, the fight must go on. Now we're reaching the company's upper ranks, so instead of tier 4, I call this rank the elites. First of the elites are the ogre veterans, those who were fortunate enough to live through the glorious service and managed to become old age. And with age comes experience. These bulky and slow, aptly called ogre veterans, pride themselves to handle any and every threat on the battlefield in whatever form they may come. So much so that within the Helldivers core, there's a saying when they are called into the front lines: so it comes down to the ogres. Although it is sad to admit it, sometimes defeat is inevitable. The Helldivers who are crushed by the firm hand of defeat face an exact 1.4% decrease on their patriotic duties. This must not stand. Therefore, every Helldiver company has its respective standard bearer. Their utmost duty is to keep the one true flag stand upwards, true and against whatever form of propaganda the enemy may throw their way. But be wary, should a standard bearer return from a mission without the one true flag, a visit from a truth enforcer aboard the ship is inevitable. Even in your civil lives, you tend to flock to the kind of people that inspire the best in you. The Helldiver equivalent of this person is the company champion. Internally also codenamed as the duelist, the champion is the single greatest member of your company, be it in terms of skill, adaptation to the current situation, turning the entire scenario around from gloom to righteous doom. The company champion is not someone every Helldiver sees, but should you ever witness one, know that you're in for a show, kid. Without direction, you may as well be lost. You need a firm grip on your objective, and who better to lead you in these trying times than the captain of your company. He is the commander that decides which divers go to which missions, assess the planet and the mission objectives religiously to come up with the most optimum team for the required mission completion. A captain's duties rely not only aboard the company ship though, oh no. For the best kind of leader is the one who leads from the front lines. With such stout-hearted leader at the helm, true freedom is sure to encompass the galaxy. Now imagine, when the platoon update drops and we get the clans, just imagine Helldiver companies run like this. It would be so cool to witness. Now, I'm not saying we should all be playing like this, looking like this, but this is just so fun to think about for me, and I just wanted to share it. And we are not even done. No, we have a full company of Helldivers. Yes, we are done with that. But then we would need a chapter master now, wouldn't we? What would we call them though? Battle masters? Hell masters? Whatever the badass name. Here's the armor I've chosen to depict a Helldiver chapter master. I feel like this armor encompasses the Super Earth ideals as a whole instead of going for a thematic armor specialized in one aspect. As such, this armor set with the melee sword on the hip just oozes with authority on the battlefield. And with the new warp backpack, the the Hell Master can style on the Freedom's enemies. But should the odds add up, we cannot let the Hellmaster to be defeated, right? So he must be protected by the venerated Helldiver core of the old. The Honor Guard. Twin wings on the helm, armed with lance and shield. They are the bulwark against any would-be enemies of liberty and sworn protectors of the Hellmaster whenever he is deployed on the battlefield. But then here comes the finale. Every chapter has a chapter master, yes, but they also have a Primarch. And you know what that means. Introducing the Super Elite tier. In this tier, you will see Helldivers of supreme renown. Whichever diver, no matter the level nor tier, they will know who they are. Confused? Don't be. Here, I bet you know of the first Super Elite member. That's right, General Brash. I have seen my fair share of Helldivers trying to cosplay as General Brash out there, but I have yet to find one who actually looks the part, and even better, plays the part, taking some liberties, pun intended, from the phenomenal animation that you see in the background. I went ahead and tried to mimic the armor of General Brash, and voila. Too bad we can't wield the dual senators yet though. Arrowhead? Dual wield pistols when? I can think of no better candidate for a Primarch other than General Brash. Now going back to Warhammer for a bit, who did the Primarchs serve? Who were the ultimate shot caller? The Emperor of Mankind? Well, in our democratic future, we do not believe men becoming emperors. What we do believe is due process and voting rights. When those two are utilized properly, as it often does, we get to elect a supreme leader, a living, breathing banner to set the course throughout the stars, aptly named the Super President, accompanied by the Secret Service variants of Helldivers for ultimate protection. The Super President can be seen on the battlefield with his retinue more and more ever since the dastardly Illuminate attack on Super Earth. And with that, I think we're done. I do have complete loadouts for all the different Helldivers I talked about in this video, and can't wait to show their themes bloom into the gameplay in spectacular fashion. That's the best way to enjoy these games for me. You look right, lore accurate, and play accordingly. I don't know, that's the best way to have fun for me, and don't worry, I will share all the loadouts of these divers in another video very soon. So subscribe for that, I guess. Again, I want to iterate, this is all for fun. I wouldn't dare to block your enjoyment of the game by coming up with these imaginary lore boxes that you have to fit inside. It's just the silly ramblings of a fellow nerdy Helldiver. Well, the video went on a little too long for my liking. I'm gonna make a fast and dirty exit. So Helldivers, live free in the NC. Wait, no, that's a wrong franchise. Wait.